Hey guys, welcome back to Puff It Louder, and welcome to the beginning of the end. Yes, we are finally going to beat Steam Prison, the grand finale route. That's today. We're going right into it. I have no idea what to expect, but I have very high hopes, so let's get started. We're not going to change our name. We're just going to keep it as is. We've seen some of this, so I'm going to skip the parts that we have seen. Okay, here we are. The moment of truth. Basically what happens is after you play all of the routes, except for Finn's, obviously, because he's DLC, the next time that you start up the game, it will give you this prompt. You know how in the very first episodes of our Steam Prison playthrough, I was like, why the fuck would you leave without the sword? Apparently this is the reason why, because they give you the option after you've kind of met and hung out with everyone. So, obviously, we will be leaving the room with the sword just to prompt the final chapter. So here we go. Something feels very wrong. I remembered my mother's distress before I went to bed. I want to believe I won't need this, but just in case. I took my sword and left the room. The house was dark and quiet, as I would have expected. But the silence feels wrong. I had the sensation of someone lurking in the darkness. I touched the hilt of my sword, hoping I was wrong. I'd taken a short sword from my room. Normally I carried a long sword, but it would have been unwieldy inside the house. Wow, she's actually being smart. This one will be more comfortable here. Of course, not having to use it was best. I saw a beam of light on the floor. Apparently, there was a light in one of the rooms. The parlor. Is someone in there? Or... I edged closer to the door, prepared for whatever might happen. I looked around. There was nobody else. Did someone forget to turn off the lights? I still didn't know what the noise had been, but nothing looked out of the ordinary. Maybe it was the wind, but my foot hit something and I looked down. Why is there a knife here? I sensed something behind me and turned around, sword drawn. Oh shit! Just barely I managed to block the blow of his weapon. I turned the attack aside and pressed the attack. Who are you and what do you do? I was speechless when I saw my attacker. Lord Fitzgerald? We see him this time. I see you, little sneaky son of a bitch. Oh God! He raised his sword before I could question him. Why are you doing this?
君は知らなくていい。おとなしくしてくれ。手荒な真似はしたくない。
Why are you in my house, bro? Get out. Then sheath your sword.
ごめん。それはできないんだ。僕には役目があるから。
A job?
そうさ。君を倒す役目がねえ。
I blocked his attack and retreated a step. Lord Fitzgerald didn't hesitate, staying on the offensive. He doesn't seem particularly good, but... The room wasn't very large and I couldn't fight as I would have liked. He was also the son of a noble. Of course, it was clear self-defense, but if I seriously injured him, it would still be problematic. What do I do now? Oh God, Mom, go back into your fucking room! Mother!
一体何をしているの？あら、あなたはエヴァンスの。
Go back to your room. Now! I saw that he was distracted and tackled him. We rolled on over the floor. Fitzgerald Evans, you're under arrest for burglary and attempted assault. He was lying on the floor. I was sitting on his back, but I had no rope to restrain him with. Oh, well, I pulled the strings out of my nightgown and tied his hands. It will leave a mark, but he shouldn't be able to free himself. I checked my knot and lectured him on his rights. Lord Fitzgerald said nothing and only grimaced. My parents are alive! Yeah! Oh my god, this is crazy. This is like a dream. It's like a dream in comparison to everything else. Sir Cordova?
ティスティラ君、今夜は夜勤ではないはず。おや？
Sir Cordova looked back and forth between me and Lord Fitzgerald. He continued in a muted voice.
エヴァンス教のご子息じゃないか。一体どういうことだ？
I don't really know. I tried interrogating him on the way, but he hasn't said anything. He broke into our home tonight and attacked me with a sword. I took it upon myself to arrest him and bring him in.
調査する必要があるか。ティスティラ君、ご子息を拘置所へ。
I thought that Cordova was like evil, at least in Enos's route, right? Like he was kind of being a little sketchy, you know, like, and he attacked us, but I don't know. Roger.
新官員にとってエヴァンス教は繊細な存在だ。丁重に扱うこと。いいな。
No. Not today. Treat him well. I was the one he attacked. Though I felt the order was rather unfair, I nodded and led him to the cells. Sir Cordova wasn't the only one who afforded Lord Fitzgerald special treatment. The officers in charge of the cell block also treated him differently from the others. They thought I'd arrested the wrong man. I could see it in their eyes. I can understand why they think that, but I was a low-ranked noble myself. I knew the extent of the influence held by the Evans family, but I didn't arrest the wrong person. I'd seen it all myself, felt his attacks myself. You'll spend some time in here now. Do you have any questions, Lord Fitzgerald?
ないよ。僕には黙秘権があるんだろ。君に言うことは何もない。
You're such a douchebag. Whatever. I see. Bye. Normally, my job ended when I brought them to the holding cells. This time, it didn't. I was a victim as well. I stayed in the temple, diligently filing paperwork and reports about the incident. It's morning. I could wait for Finn in the temple, or...
ここにいたのか。
Oh, God. Oh.
久しぶりだな、ティステラ。
Yes, it has been, Lord Warner. It's been a long time since I talked to him. I talked with his son, Lord Fitzgerald, every now and then. Lord Fitzgerald's father was Warner Evans, the Speaker of the Assembly. Of course I saw him every so often, but I hadn't talked to him in several years. I wonder whether he's here to talk about his son. Not much time had passed since his son's arrest, but he already knew. That surprised me a little, but I decided to ask him what he needed of me.
それは、ここでは話しづらいことだ。わかるだろう。
Oh, God. Yes. I could understand he didn't want to talk about his son's crimes in earshot of others.
二人きりで話したい。いいだろうか。
Don't. Oh, God. Don't do it, girl. Alone. Being alone with the family of an attacker is clearly dangerous. He looked determined and insistent. I was finding it difficult to say no. Can I use this situation? Perhaps it was possible to find out Lord Fitzgerald's motive from his father. I gave his body a surreptitious look up and down. He doesn't appear to be armed. I, on the other hand, had a sword. As long as I was careful not to let him get the jump on me, I would be fine. All right, lead the way. I'm nervous. Oh, I'm scared. Okay. He led me towards the chapel and the temple. I looked at the clock on the wall as he closed the door. It was morning. I only had an hour until I had to go to work. I hope this doesn't drag out. Lord Warner stood by the altar. I approached him. So, you wanted to talk? I assume this is about your son. Warner looked at me evenly, nodded, and said yes.
あの子が君にしでかしたことは知っている。家に忍び込み、襲うなど、許されないことだ。誠に申し訳ない。
Okay. Lord Fitzgerald was unwilling to tell me why. Why did he do that? Do you know?
いや、全く身に覚えがない。寝耳に水だ。
Have doubt. I see. I felt gloomy at that. His son had attacked us, not Lord Warner. I shouldn't blame him for something simply because they're family. Thankfully, my family is well. Rest easy at that.
ありがとう、ティステラ。一つ頼みを聞いてくれないだろうか。
Such as?
ああ。あの子の過ちを水に流してほしい。
See, I knew he was gonna be sketchy about it. Well...
この程度の刑事事件、記録から消させるのはたやすい。君さえ騒ぎ立てなければ、本件は丸く収まる。
Excuse me? Like, literally, if we didn't bring the sword out, he would have murdered our parents, so it's not really that unimportant.
この通りだ。どうか、目を。
No. Lord Warner made a deep bow in front of me. I was taken aback. Are you quite serious?
冗談でこんなことを言うものか。息子の将来がかかっているのだぞ。君はフィッツジェラルドの婚約者だろう。広い心で許してやってくれないか。
Oh, I hope she pulls out the whole like, oh, you canceled my engagement if you don't remember.
望むものは何でも与えてやる。だから。
Whatever I desired. He was the speaker of the assembly. He could give me anything I wanted. But I couldn't do it. I refuse.
なんだと。
I swore to uphold the law. As a police officer, I can't overlook this crime. And you, trying to bribe me from a position of power, aren't you ashamed of yourself?
ああ、そうだな。お前はそういう娘だ。
Oh.
融通が利かず、頭が固い。そういうところが、実に気に食わない。
Shows his true colors.
ティステラ。お前のような役立たず、高貴なるエヴァンス家には迎えられない。
That's so fucking rude.
将来を見据え、低い身分の貴族の娘を選ぶよう人工統制下へ内々で手配したが、大誤算だった。消そうとしても、虫のようにしぶとく生き残る。不愉快極まりない存在だ。
Where is this hatred coming from? She's literally done nothing wrong. She's just a good police officer. Like, that's a rarity.
だからここで消えてもらおう。
Okay. Lord Warner drew a contraption from his pocket and aimed it at me. Oh my god, he drew a gun! That's...
銃だ。実物を見るのは初めてか？
I learned during training that it's a widespread weapon in the depths. Slowly, I moved my hand towards the hilt of my sword. I didn't look away from Lord Warner. I'm 2 steps away from him. I could close that and cut him down in a few seconds. But his weapon was faster. It could hit me almost immediately. Those are not allowed here. How did you get it?
お前のような底辺貴族は知らない。知らなくていい入手経路がある。小娘一人葬ることなど簡単だ。私の権力の前では、お前は無力だ。
Perhaps I am. I'm merely a rank 1 police officer. You stand at the heart of our country. That's why I think it's so funny that you're having trouble with me.
なんだと?
Now! I leapt at him and drew my sword. Lord Warner barely managed to evade the cut.
そんなことをしていいのかね。私は貴族をまとめる者、議長だぞ。
This is fucking wild. She's just going after him. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's his word versus hers. So I would not attack him. I don't know what I would do in this situation. It's not a good situation to be in. But I don't know if I would attack him because he could easily be like, oh, Krimu attacked me. She's the one who tried to blame it on my family, you know. Oh my god.
ち外したか。次こそ仕留める。
Why are you telling me this?
下級警察官が消えたところでこの国に支障はない。微々たる部品がなくなったところで歯車は止まらない。国のために死ね。
ビビたる部品かどうか決めるのはお前じゃないよね、ウォーナー。
Yes! Saint Yoon.
どうしてここへ。
朝の礼拝へやってきたらたまたま居合わせたみたいな。
Oh shit.
次は私が質問するよ。私の聖域で何をしてるの？若い子にそんな物騒なものを向けちゃってさ。
それは
何をしているのか説明するんだ、ウォーナー・エヴァンス。
Lord Warner grimaced at the anger in his voice.
悪いのはこの娘です。いきなり襲ってきて。これは自己防衛です。
Oh, you fuck. See, this is what I said was gonna happen.
自己防衛か。なるほどね。ところで知ってるかい？お前の息子逮捕されたんだってね。さっき報告を受けて驚いたよ。なんでも家宅侵入と暴行未遂を働いたそうじゃないか。遅れてやってきた反抗期ってやつかな。
誤解です。フィッツジェラルドに限ってそんなことはありえません。冤罪です。
証拠も目撃証言もあるらしいけど。ああ、もしかして誰かに言われてやったのかな。例えばお前とかにさ。
Oh shit, Saint Yoon's going for the throat. Jesus Christ.
フィッツジェラルド・エヴァンスの話によればお前の命令でやったそうだ。なぜそう命じられたかは彼にもわからないらしい。命じたのは本当かな？本当なら大変だ。だからお前の口から聞かせてよ。大事な一人息子に剣を握らせ殺人をさせようとしたか否か。沈黙か。肯定とみなしていいってことかな。わからないな。どうしてそんなひどいことを身内に頼めるんだろう。
This is literally the best ending ever. This is like I haven't even seen the ending yet, but I already know this is already on a good path. We are in a good situation.
まあどんな理由があったとしても事実であれば相応の罰を受けてもらうよ。無実の民を襲うのは論外だ。爵位の剥奪は免れないだろうね。
そんな。私はエヴァンス家は国に民に尽くしてきたではないですか。
そうだね。だけどその貢献は義務。私やお前は国に奉仕することで民から富を得ている。民たちによって私たち新会員に勤める者は生かされているというのに、その民に刃を向けるとは見誤ってしまったようだね、ウォーナー・エヴァンス。
Yes.
慈悲はないのですか。
No, you just tried to shoot me.
強欲だね。お前にはすでに巨万の富があるだろ。ま、没収されるかもしれないけどさ。
Oh shit.
どうなるかはわからない。お前の処遇を決めるのは私ではなく議会だから。当然不正がないよう見張るつもりだけどね。
Yes.
姫様。
君の持っているその銃で口封じを試してみるかい？お前には私を傷つけられるかな？
いいえ。そもそも長年お仕えしてきた方を撃つなど私にはできません。
使えてない相手なら撃てるってことかな。はあ、本当に残念だよ、ウォーナー・エヴァンス。銃は引き金を引くだけで簡単に人を傷つける。 そこに痛みは伴わない。簡単だから加害することの罪悪感や戸惑いがなくなる。
That's honestly a good point. Like, I don't know. I've shot a gun before, which is totally random, but it's so easy. It's so easy. It's not like when you actually go and like stab someone with a sword where you like feel like the entry, you know? Like a gun, you literally, it's like pressing a button and killing somebody. So, it's a good point.
人の心を正しく育てるためにこの国では銃の所持を禁止した。その法を提案したのはお前の祖先だというのに。
Yeah, it looks kind of bad.
お前の祖先はとても思慮深く素晴らしい人たちだったんだけどね。
Oh shit!
残念だよ。エヴァンスの末裔。
He's going for the ancestors too. He's just like, oh, like, yeah, your ancestors were such good people. It sucks that they birthed you. Like,
お前と息子のサモンガール、貴族院の会議場へ行け、ウォーナー・エヴァンス。私は後から合流する。くれぐれも逃げないようにね。この国は狭い。どこへ隠れたってすぐに見つけ出せる。
逃げも隠れもいたしません。私を見くびらないでいただきたい。このウォーナー・エヴァンス、己の行いを偽るつもりはありません。それでは。
Lord Warner bowed towards St. Yoon and walked out through the door. He didn't look at me at all. Eventually, he was gone from the chapel. Are you sure, St. Yoon? He might...
彼は逃げないよ。あんな風に宣言しておいて、逃げるなんて格好悪いことはきっとしない。それに、逃亡するには名も顔も知られすぎている。下界ならともかく、この国で彼が隠れられる場所はない。
St. Yoon gestured to end the discussion about Lord Warner and came over. I sheathed my sword and bowed.
年を取ると話が長くなる。いけないな。お前の名は
Krimu Testella. I've only ever seen St. Yoon in public. I was surprised by how colloquial he was in private.
ありがとう。覚えておくよ。また会おう。ティステラ。
Yoon's such a good person. St. Yoon and I parted ways and I went to the barracks for work. Can't wait to tell Finn about this nonsense. I met Finn on the way, who pressed me about the incident.
本当に動いても大丈夫なのですか?
Yeah, of course. I'm not hurt.
ですが、
I gave Finn a poke to get him off my back. You worry too much. I'm fine.
でも、今日はどうか休んでください。不眠はよくありません。
Oh, that's actually a good point. She hasn't slept at all. She literally was like in her room, like opened her eyes to that sound, ran out, and then did paperwork all day, and then got shot at. Wow. Jesus. I don't feel sleepy.
いいえ、今は平気でも夜まで持つかどうか、コルドア殿に休みを申請してください。
You're so stubborn.
ここは譲りません。誰かに似たのかもしれませんね。
何を騒いでいるんだね、二人とも。
コルドア殿、説得に協力していただけませんか。あんな事件があったというのに、彼女は働くというのです。
Mom, it's fine. God. What? Finn had immediately gone on the offensive and tried to convince Sir Cordoa. Curse you, Finn. Sir Cordoa, I'm fine. Let me work. I don't want to miss work because of private matters.
ダメです。睡眠不足は判断力が鈍ると言いますし、今日は控えるべきです。
わかったわかった。二人とも今日は休みなさい。
え、俺もですか？
ああ、どちらか片方だけ返すわけにはいかない。二人で行動しなければいけないという規則があることを忘れたのかね。おとなしく休養すること。いいな。
I feel completely fine, but I don't see how I can convince them of that. I couldn't talk back to Sir Cordoa. Very well. Excuse me.
やれやれ。
Feels wrong to wear a uniform and be told not to go on patrol.
制服姿だからこそ寄り道もできませんしね。
Yes, we must be an example to the citizens. Lord Warner was supposed to be exactly that as well. This is going to be an awkward conversation with the parents. He was a delegate, a leader in our country, forging a path into the future. He had to be an even greater role model than we did, as we were merely police officers. And yet he was a little bitch and tried to kill us. Ugh. I wondered what was going to happen to Lord Warner and Lord Fitzgerald. Was assembly session going to uncover the truth? At home and at the temple, I've been in danger twice today. If anything at all had gone wrong, I'd be dead now. But I'd survived. Everything around me seemed clearer and more beautiful. You have no idea, girl. Oh my god.
俺の家はあっちなので、ここでお別れですね。一人で平気ですか？
Of course. I know this area. I could close my eyes and find my way home. Don't treat me like a child, Finn.
子供扱いじゃ。でも、平気ならいいです。それでは、また明日。
Yes, see you tomorrow. I didn't think Finn would ever have to be so considerate of me. I looked after him and put a hand on my chest. He'd suggested we skip work for my sake and with my health in mind. I have a good partner. Well, let's go home. And I guess we're going to stop here. I'm already very excited for this. You have no idea. St. Yoon coming in at an opportune time is something that has literally never happened in any of the other routes. And I'm just, I don't know. I'm so excited. So next episode, we are going to continue. I guess there's a crowd around our house. It's probably like paparazzi or something. But next episode, we will see what happens. I mean, I hope that they get charged with a crime. But knowing how the game goes, probably not. See you guys next time.